Good afternoon. I'm recording this today from one of the bedrooms in the vicarage because we might be a bit disturbed by the telephone if I was in the study, as Dave is in a Zoom meeting. The midday prayer today from Time to Pray, one of the psalms from there was one of the better known psalms, Psalm 23, "The Lord is my shepherd." And I did an in-depth study on this, which I really enjoyed. So I could give you a lot of background information on that, but I'm not going to do that today because I feel I should be sharing with you something that happened to me a long time ago, and it might be useful to you now. Many years ago, when Dave and I moved from the Midlands to London to join Church Army, I was really homesick for my sending church. I was almost pining for it. And one day in the schoolyard, one of the mums invited me to go to her church on the Sunday evening. And it was a free church. So I went along, and it wasn't something that the minister said that really hit home to me. It was something that someone said when he got up to speak about his holiday. He had been on a farm in Wales, he and his wife. And that made me sit up and take notice because my family are all from Wales. Dave's are from the Midlands, but mine are from Wales. And I was eager to hear what he'd got to say. But he said he began to realise what silly creatures sheep were, because he'd looked out the window one day and seen the farmer moving all the sheep from one field to another. He asked the farmer why this was, and the farmer says, well, when they've used up all the good pasture in the one field, then we take them to another field so that they've got good pasture there. And the young man the next day looked out of the window and he saw one of the sheep with its head stuck through the posts in the fence. And it was looking back to the field that it had been in the day before. Other sheep were munching happily on the new grass. But this sheep was looking as if it was longing to go back. And he said what silly creatures sheep were, because instead of seeing all the good stuff in front of them, this sheep was looking back at stuff that was used up, stuff that would no longer be of use. And of course that hit home to me, because he was saying that the sheep could not see all the good stuff because they were too busy looking back. And I thought, that's me. I am that sheep. And it made me realise that I'd got to look at what God had placed in front of me instead of keep looking back. And made me think about the situation now, because we're all in a different place, as it were, to where we were a couple of weeks ago. We can't go to our normal place of work. We can't go visiting the people we would normally go visiting. We can't go socialising, however that would normally be for us. Things are very different for all of us. But your challenge today is the same thing that challenged me some years ago. Your challenge is to think about what God might have put in front of you. What opportunities might there be for you now that haven't been there in the normal run-of-the-mill everyday life? You've probably seen on Facebook or on TV how some families are making their own entertainment and having real fun together, something they probably haven't had the opportunity to do for a long time. So I want you to think today, what might God have put in front of you? What opportunities might there be that you could miss if you spend too long thinking about what was? Look at what is now. Ask God to open your eyes and show you what is put in front of you. Amen.